everybody, it's Mary. Welcome back to another reading on who? Take a guess. You don't need to be a psychic. Gypsy Rose Blanchard. You got it. So I have been paying attention to what Gypsy's been doing over the past couple of weeks. She's acting strange. Let's see. I have decided what we're going to do today is this. We're going to take, I have two, okay, so this deck is going to be general tarot deck around Gypsy, okay? I think maybe we want to start with that. Then we're going to do, we've got Gypsy's deck, we've got Baby Aurora's deck, we've got Ken's deck. I have a neutral deck for Gypsy, okay? Let me say this now. This video and my readings and channelings are for entertainment and speculation purposes only. Anyone who decides to come through, I channel. This is not, or any messages, is not a judgment on Gypsy. It just is what is I'm being told through my spirit guides and angels. And yes, if you see that smoke coming by, that is incense, but it's also angels. So let's really try to dive deep here into what's going on with Gypsy. This is just, she's I don't have a word right now. We're gonna look at some soul cards, we're gonna look at some energy around you know, Gypsy, Baby Aurora, Ken. And we're gonna take some tea leaves because, you know, they're direct to the point and they are piping hot tea leaves. They're on mark, they're on point. So let's move some of these decks out of the way for just this moment. I still have a small table and I am still in New York City, so I apologize if there's any noise right now or during the video. So wow, man, I've just had so many messages coming through about Gypsy and it's just, this is bizarre. I don't know, it's just, yeah, let's find out, okay? Shall we? I don't even like putting Baby Aurora's deck next to Gypsy's deck, truly. Let's put Baby Aurora down here for a moment. And okay, let's keep Baby Aurora and Ken on the side for a moment. I hear Breeze coming in defending Gypsy hardcore, and it's like, okay, social media, always social media. My goodness, Gypsy and social media. And if you're into social media and on Gypsy's deluded side, then I guess you're okay. So in her book, and you're gonna be there on social media. So this is the general deck. So like if we have Dee Dee come through, if we have any messages about Bree, anybody around Gypsy who wants to come through, hey, the owner of Walmart, let's say, where she, you know, allegedly stole the knife which she used to allegedly murder and unalive her mother. You know, let's see, Nicholas's energy could come in. Let's check it out. So let's do some general around Gypsy. Oh, and by the way, settle in, grab your favorite snack, because this reading might be long. I might have to do it in 2 or 3 parts. You know, when you live a life based on lies, you gotta remember them all. You know, if she was truthful, my readings would be super short, you know, but there's so much deception. And, you know, whether you like Dee Dee or not, that woman is gone because someone named Gypsy Rose Blanchard decided that was going to happen. Nicholas is in jail for the rest of his life. Nicholas's mother decided to, I don't know, relapse and either intentionally or unintentionally overdose, and now she's gone. I mean, this is just, I don't even have a word for it right now, like ripple pond. So we've got this one wants to come out, this one wants to come out, and what is the general, like, who wants to come through and shed some light not coming from Gypsy's mouth? Baby Aurora cannot speak, and Ken happily is not around very often, as I can see. Actually, it's Ken. I said in one of my earlier readings, he's the one who bathes Aurora. He's the one who takes care of her needs. He genuinely loves her. I do believe Baby Aurora is real, but we'll get to what my thoughts are and what the facts are, or at least what my spirit guides and messengers have to say about the truth. Wow, this is kind of a lot. 6 cards. Okay, let's see what the energy generally, who wants to come in and give us some enlightenment. The King of Pentacles. Wow, I wonder who that might be. Next, we have Legacy. We have the 10 of Pentacles. Alrighty. Next, we have the 5 of Swords. Interesting. Ooh, very interesting. Next, we have the Hermit. Let's put that over here under the King of Pentacles. Next, we have the 7 of Cups. Yeah, very interesting. And finally, we have the 4 of Cups. Yeah, this is making sense. Okay, so what we've got going on here is I don't feel anybody yet outside coming through. I really feel Gypsy's energy coming through a lot. Okay, so basically what I'm seeing here is that Gypsy is looking for this stability and harmony in her household, but through wealth, tangible wealth, like money. And it can be stability through health, like having a emotionally healthy, if not physically healthy, foundation to become prosperous, abundant, and financially, you know, well off. And see the prosperity and the abundance here with the fruit and the money. And we have you know, the sign for Taurus here, earth sign. So she you know, very earthy, grounded. This is what she desperately desires. I'm getting right now that she is looking for that in a partner. She may think that's Ken, but it's not Ken. And I'm also hearing right now the word stubborn over and over and over again. Like Gypsy is not opening her mind enough to other ways, other methods of gaining stability, legacy, family, you know, not like fast money. She truly wants like a stable money source with a happy, you know, family, you know, generationally. You know, this is what, you know, this actually I'm feeling right now. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's Dee Dee, but there is someone from her family looking over her. I don't say that in a good way or a bad way, looking over, like protection. I mean, they're just observing her behavior. They're almost like, even like, sorry about the glare. Like she's at it again. Look at the face. Look at the face on this guy. She's at it again. There's someone who's watching this, because what I've gotten so far about Dee Dee is that I don't get this, but she wants Gypsy to be single. Dee Dee can be her own King of Pentacles. I mean, excuse me, Gypsy can be her own King of Pentacles. Look at that. I don't want to give the King of Pentacles a bad rep here, but like really look at that throne. Okay? She's definitely, yeah, Gypsy, there is energy around her, dark energy. And she's being lured in by, or her own lifelong desire of money, fame, attention, you know. And so, yeah, and so there's this other energy coming in, whether it's gypsies or she's actually doing dark magic. I mean, look at the horns. So yeah, and stubbornness, you know, she has lots of options to, you know, she has lots of options to get this stability, legacy, family, you know, like a stable money source, like a job, and investing and saving, you know, for her future and her children and her grandchildren and that kind of stuff, you know. But no, she's not. She could go to therapy. She claims she can't remember. She's going through PTSD. She's having memory. She can't remember things, especially about the mother situation, her situation with her mother. It's like, if she can't remember things, my goodness, she certainly remembered just enough on the stand to make sure that she doesn't get more than, I don't know, the least amount sentence she could serve, and that Nicholas is up the river. Okay, like, forget him. And that is a stressful situation, sitting in court telling the truth as much as Gypsy's truth is her truth, and that can get her out of going to jail. You know, even during the trial, she didn't know she'd get 8 years. She's probably hoping for, like, I don't know, 6 months, nothing. Time served with her mom, you know, her whole life. There is so much deception around her. I'm feeling very strongly that her friend, what is it, Bree will defend Gypsy, win at all costs, gotta have it all, look at this person. They don't care who they hurt, you know. She's gotta win at all costs. She's got Bree on board now, using dark magic. She can get lots of people on her side, Gypsy. I'm feeling a lot of Bree coming in through here, and there's somebody else in Gypsy's lineage, like a grandparent, great-grandparent. They're watching this and they're just like, yeah, whatever. She's Gypsy herself, and look, social media type. Look at this person watching TV. Gypsy, what does she do? Social media. Gotta be on camera all the time, except for when she stole that knife at Walmart, that allegedly stole the knife, and yeah, allegedly unalived her mother. So what's going on with the Hermit here? There are people who are wise, who have knowledge and wisdom about what's going on with Gypsy around her. Why they're not really doing much, I mean, I am trying to expose the truth. I have a lot of knowledge and wisdom about Gypsy. I've been following her case since the day it broke, since the day she was arrested, and that officer in I think it was Missouri said, you know, things aren't always what they seem. From that moment, I paid attention to that case. I think that, I forget what year it was, but it was at least 10 years ago. So this is 10 years of me paying attention to her case and other cases similar, you know, like Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie, or I don't know, just Ted Bundy when I was younger. Like, I like crime cases. I like to see justice, you know. So, and then she's got this, so that's, you know, I would say that's us here, unless you're on her Gypsy side. But those of us who would like to see the truth come out, you know, the reality, I would think that this is that energy coming out, and we're kind of battling against, you know, these forces of darkness. You know, we're over in the corner here, but we're the Hermit. You know, we're like Gandalf. We're ready to, like, wizard this thing out. You know, we know. And so Gypsy, she's got also a lot of energy around her, of course, with, you know, like TMZ and possibly another lifetime contract that she had before, or she's desperate for another docu-series, real life series. You know, hey, she'd love it if they made another, you know, like the Act type series, which of course she'd have to have creative control and determine who plays her. She spends more time in front of a camera and a mirror than she does taking care of Aurora. So that's the energy I feel here too. I'm getting some Ken energy, also some Nicholas energy. Look at this. This is, you know, the heavens are trying to help. And this is actually a lot of energy with other people that have just been, that she's using and just throwing to the side. You know, that it's like they can't even see the good things coming into their life. They're just so, like, withdrawn in a sense, possibly introspective, thinking about, what am I going to do about this situation? It's really sad. Nicholas would like to have another trial, possibly another hearing to get out of jail. You know, this is Nicholas in his cell alone. This is Ken after Aurora is asleep and all his responsibilities for the day are taken care of, and he's you know, he doesn't want to leave his baby daughter, but, you know, it's like, I also believe that Ken, we'll see in the cards in a few moments, but I believe that he doesn't want to just leave and then go back for Aurora. I believe that he wants to take Aurora with him, if she fully exists. Now, again, I'll talk about Aurora in a moment, but yeah, also this would maybe go with Ken too. Gypsy wants to win for sure, for a legacy, for money, for prosperity, for abundance. There's only one person in this card. It is the king. She wants the king of the money, of the wealth, of the prosperity, of the attention. She even likes our attention to an extent. You know, it's like we're paying attention to her, you know, to an extent. Her biggest fear is going back to jail, but she can't go back to jail for, she can't be convicted of what she was. You can't be tried twice. Double jeopardy. She can't. But she's still afraid, terrified of going to jail, as well she should be, because now this is the general people, whoever wanted to come through. I'm hearing something, hold on. Not regret, not remorse. What is this word? I don't know. I don't know right now. I can't hear it fully. I'm not going to make up things. So this also could be as well Ken, Ryan, Gypsy. They're all fighting. They all want to win. And other than Ken caring about Aurora, they, you know, Ryan, Gypsy, Ken, they don't care who they hurt. In a way, I don't know how to say this exactly right, but they're determined to win what they want. So let's say if this was Ken, for example, he'll do whatever. He'll hurt, you know, this could be Gypsy, this could be Ryan, anyone. This could be people like me. Anyway, he wants to win. Or it could be, you know, Ryan. He's gonna lay back and he doesn't really care either who he hurts, as long as he wins. Bree's out there, you know, cursing out people allegedly in a polite or scathing way, whichever way she does it, and, you know, she doesn't care. Gypsy's gotta, you know, again, I'm hearing spell, dark magic, yeah, you know, she gets these people under these spells, and then she, and this is the picture she wants to present. Forget the old man's face for a moment, and just, you know, but look, really look at this woman's face. Does she really look like, she looks kind of scared? Like, is this really what I want? Like, I'm pasting a smile on my face, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it's what I want, but, you know, family, money, stability, longevity, money, fame. But no, I want to get married, but look at the face. One of her, ancestors is watching this FUBAR show, and she just, I don't know, like they don't know what to do to help her right now, or to step in or anything. There is a lot going on, a lot of emotions. The only action I see is really, like this would be the marriage, family, legacy, stability, money, all that would be coming from this action, actively, you know, going for the money, going for prosperity. But as I said, and she's stubborn. Gypsy's very stubborn. I know she's a Leo, but nah, she's also stubborn. It's her way or the highway, and that's the way it is. And again, the horns. So from this energy flows the rest. This could be anybody. I'm hearing Bree very strongly. Bree is one person, Gypsy's only real friend. What happened to her family? I don't know. You know, people are disappointed. People are sad to the point where they're just apathetic at this point. You know, they can't, they've tried to help her. They've tried to be her family. They've tried to be her friends. You know, people have advocated on her behalf. And it's just like somewhere in their souls, they just feel so disappointed and let down. That's it. And, you know, it's just social media for Gypsy all the time. She thinks she's using dark magic, but she's also, you know, she also has delusions of grandeur. Look at all these different choices. I mean, come on. What's this dragon about? You know, of course there's money here and a castle. I did have a vision that her house is like a castle. You know, she wants something like a castle. But she's going to be up here in the top tier here, crying all alone, screaming into a towel because she's all alone. You know, it's not like some romantic knight that's going to rescue her from this castle. Nah. Oh my goodness, YouTube might like block this. Wait, hold on one second. Yeah, and this is actually St. Michael. I can't remember the name of the crystal off the top of my head right now, but St. Michael's all about truth and clarity and protection. So let's just cover this piece of this woman's body so I don't get shut down. Okay, but yeah, Gypsy sees herself as a winner. She'll succeed at all costs. There we go. Money. There we go. Right here, you know, she's got Bree right here, you know, and it's, you know, and look at this figure in the middle again in the cloak. You know, some people saying social media is evil, it causes so many problems. You know, so many problems, you know. Let's put this card down here for now. I think I made my point, you know, but yes, so many problems, really. So this is Bree's coming in very strong. I think that Bree is on board with the dark magic thingy here, dark power. You know, it doesn't have to be so extreme either, like an actual spell. It could just be engaging in extremely negative behavior that appears to be positive and friendly. I mean, Gypsy's always defending herself when she doesn't even have to. The lady doth protest too much. I mean, why are you defending yourself all the time when no one's really attacking you? Not really. She's living her best life. Oh my gosh, I just had that image of her where Aurora is somewhere in the house and she's dancing Gypsy and like showing off her postpartum body and doing, I mean, all she needs is a pole, a stripper pole, you know. I mean, she could make money that way, but you know, I mean, really, I found that very odd, somewhat disturbing. She's dancing. I don't know, eventually I'll get my channel broader and I'll like be able to put in clips of these video things that are open source that show her dancing, you know, like it's bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. But yeah, I'm getting a lot of Brie energy here, actually. And again, one of her ancestors, like grandparents or great-grandparents, something like that. I'm not feeling Dee Dee. Yeah, I feel Dee Dee actually like staying in the background. Although she's so happy with this, I feel so like she's just enthralled that this is happening. She loves it. I don't know why. I'm not judging anyone. I'm just telling you what I'm getting. I'm getting this real like happy joy feeling. Like Dee Dee loves all this chaos and insanity. She loves it because ultimately she wants Ken to be like this and gone. I don't know why Dee Dee thinks that she can come in and help Gypsy be a single mom, and you know, I mean, it's impossible. You know, the only thing I can think of, and I will do a reading on Dee Dee separately, but you know, it's just that Dee Dee, where does she get this idea that she can like help raise a baby with Gypsy? Gypsy is not the best mom. Like right now, oh, it's so sad. I see Baby Aurora in her crib and she's kicking her legs in the air, you know, and she needs her diaper changed, and Gypsy's in another room, you know, social mediaing herself and trying to figure out how to get every single thing she wants and everybody on board, and then everybody else is also thinking about what they can get, and the darkness behind her, the negative, the energy vampire. You know, Gypsy's like an energy vampire. She's narcissistic, doubtful borderline. I've never seen her hurt herself like overtly, but definitely narcissistic. So let's so that's what I'm getting. I'm getting Brie will tell Gypsy and the world whatever, so Brie can also continue with the money flow and the social media and the fame. Okay, this is more like Nicholas, possibly inner Ken, and one day it may be Ryan. It probably is him when the cameras are turned off, when he's not, when he does his live streams, and you know, this is really Ryan, very similar to the Five of Cups that we got in the last reading with Ryan. So who shall we do next? Because we're already at 27 minutes, and yeah, this is gonna have to be a two-parter, but maybe even 3. But yeah, so we're gonna keep an eye on Brie, and we're gonna keep an eye on, I will, Gypsy's ancestors in this timeline. I may be able to visit the Akashic Records, or just tap into their energy and get a message from them directly. Okay, so we basically kind of know what Gypsy is doing. Do I do Baby Aurora, or do I do Gypsy right now? Okay, so we've got the energy, so we'd leave the energy card here. Let's see what Spirit guides me to. Yeah, it's guiding me to Gypsy, so let's do Gypsy's regular deck here. Okay, so can we learn anything about what's, you know, what Gypsy's like really thinking? Like, you know, we know what place she's coming from. She's coming from a dark place, you know, but like, what? And yes, we know she wants money and all that stuff, but like, what more? She's so dark, you know, like what light can we shine into this with Gypsy? Is there anything more that we need to know or should know or would like to share with us about Gypsy's mental? Wow, I'm seeing like a huge cavern of darkness when I think of Gypsy's like insides, you know, like her mind and her soul, you know. So yeah, let's, okay, we got 1, 2, no, who's calling to come out? Okay, we got 2, we'll do maybe 3. Let's try 3. Let's see. Ah, there we go. Thank you, Spirit. That just jumped out. Okay. as the third one. Alrighty, let's see. Let's shine a light on Gypsy's soul and like her mind, her insides. You know, not what she shows the camera, like hardcore. Okay, let's see. Let's go. Whoa, the devil. Temptations. She acts as if she's ignorant to it all, but that's what the devil does. The devil really does say like, hey, check it out, everything looks great, and you know, ha, and then in the end, psych out, just kidding, haha. You know, but she also loves being the damsel in distress. Like she has this duality about her where she's all like, check me out, I look great, but then she'll ask, how do I look? And then, you know, she just, she's like two opposites, two opposing natures, and they're both negative. You know, like she went to the devil for help. Don't act like you're some innocent maiden that was taken away. Also, I just heard addiction. Yes, she is absolutely doing pills. I saw that in vision last night as well. I got the message that she's drinking, but it's more than that. In fact, this could be Gypsy as well inside, but since this is people around her, I'm gonna say that's separate. I doubt that. That's not the feeling I'm getting from this at all. So addictions, you know, the path of least resistance, why do the right thing? It takes more time. It's more difficult for her to tell the truth. It's in her mind, it's easier to fabricate. It's so easy for her to come up with lies for all those years that she was malingering with her mom and manipulating. Even when she got away from her mom and she went with Nick, she's already teaching Nick how to steal, you know, and then she's gonna pretend, think she's like the, you know, oh, the devil, you know, grabbed me. Maybe if we're lucky, if she's lucky, if Aurora's lucky, one day she will say that and break free. We'll see. We have the two of the major arcana. So basically what's going on here is, again, okay, dark magic. She is the high priestess. This is the female side of the magician card. So the female side is way more subtle. The high priestess knows information. She has much information. Look how zoned out she looks too. You know, I'm not trying to give the high priestess a bad name. Usually the high priestess is just the feminine form of like manifestations and, you know, esoteric knowledge and applying it and, you know, transmutating energy and things like that. But the high priestess does it in a softer way. But because it's right next to the devil here and we have this particular King of Pentacles, I'm saying, yeah, in the dark of the night, in her soft, seductive way, that's another way she works her dark magic. Okay, we've got the Two of Pentacles, right? So she's juggling a lot, which goes again with the Seven of Cups. She's juggling a lot. Look at this. Let me call your attention to, you know, she can't catch that. I mean, maybe, but it doesn't look to me. Look, her head isn't even attached. Okay, her head is also one of these things, you know, that she's trying to juggle. All right, like her head is symbolically also one of these things. Lover on the chessboard type tiles, because she's always, you know, playing games, and two moves, gotta think 2 moves ahead, unless she's in front of the camera dancing and asking about her makeup and telling us about how she took 50 pictures and stuff. So yeah, that's what she's doing with her she's also using her high priestess knowledge. And well, the King of Pentacles that's the ultimate manifestation that she wants. These two, mostly money and fame. And so she's having a hard time juggling these things, which is why I'm getting this, which is why she's gone back to using. She might not be using drugs yet enough Pretty things, different things. What does that look like? You know, even though it's probably a piece of candy or a fruit, kind of looks like maybe a kind of a knife to me, or don't get me bam, but like a phallic type symbol. You can always look that up if you don't know what I mean by that. An appendage that men have. You know, she's just, and she's not looking her off. You know, like she's just looking off to the side. She doesn't even really know. Like, she's in a whirl of confusion. Like, she knows what she's doing, but then when it actually happens, she gets, like, somewhat discombobulated and then just hits social media, because that's where she knows she thinks she knows. Okay? No. Okay, we're at 35 minutes and 45 seconds and counting. So, let's see. What else do we want to know about Gypsy? I think we've said a lot, actually, but at this time, maybe I don't want to open, you know, we'll do some tea leaves. I'm wondering if we should just do some neutral Gypsy. Is that even possible? Like, is there any hope for her? Let's see with this neutral deck I just got. Breaking it in right now, so there's not even any energy attached to it. Just mine. So let's see, let's pull at least one. Let's see what they give us. So let's step back for a moment and neutrally look at this situation with Gypsy and see, is there any hope for her? Is there anybody neutral out there who can, like, you know, give us a real thing? Wow, 4 of Wands. Look at this. Yes, well, you know, that's nothing new, honestly. We all know that's what she dreams of, is, you know, getting married, even though it's got to be on her terms. I mean, there's plenty of wealthy, famous people that she would like to be like who are married, you know, but you know she's calling the shots. Absolutely. I forgot before to look at the shadow card for Gypsy with her regular deck, and there she is in her tub, you know, with a gingerbread man. I don't know how stable that's gonna be. I don't know when he's gonna melt, but yeah, she's got, like, you know, creamy, like honey or something sweet and sugary. She only cares about her own comfort. She only cares about her own success and what feels good to her. You know, she really does. And when society comes at her, she'll backpedal and she'll claim, you know, oh, what I was put through and I survived and all this kind of stuff. But no, really, she loves all the attention. She lives for her own success. I believe I mentioned the word narcissism a few minutes ago. So yeah, and let's look at the shadows here. Sorry, I still have a small table. Let's look at the shadows here. Oh, the 5 of Swords again. So yeah, we're on the right track for sure. 5 of Swords again. And this is the energy around her, like trying to see who are the parties outside her that can give me information. Yeah, Gypsy is determined to stab whoever, whatever, do whatever is necessary to win. You know, she's constantly guarding everything. She has to have control all the time. She's got to be like, no one gets past me unless I say so. You know, this is a different image than this 5 of Swords, but it basically implies that, like, I'm going to win at all costs, and I don't care how I have to do it. So in this one, it's taking other people's, you know, possessions away. In fact, swords represent the mind, and the right mind, and the logical mind. And, you know, she'll take that away from people too. Their logic, their reason, and seduce them. So basically, yeah, she will definitely, you know, seduce them. I doubt I have yet to hear that Satan just takes, the devil takes just one person and is content. No, you get what you want because you want something else. So the devil actually affects many, many more people. And yeah, and Gypsy, this is people around her who have good causes. Like I was saying, like not necessarily Breed's buying into the fame and the fortune and the money, but like Ken, child protective, you know, they also want to win at all costs too. But since we've got this in Gypsy's neutral deck, yeah, it could be others around her. But I doubt it, because like if there was, let's say, a literal baby, which there actually is here, this could be a family. So like this could be a neutral, because this is the neutral deck that it's actually the tarot of the longest dream. And since her life is like some fantasy, crazy sci-fi, you know, it doesn't make sense, you know. I thought tarot of the longest dream might be appropriate here. But yeah, I just feel this is more Gypsy, that she's constantly on guard, constantly, you know, has to protect this lie. She's got to keep that image going at all costs. Sorry. She's got to keep that going at all costs. So, yeah. And that's in the shadows. So, this is what Gyp is doing right now. Nothing really new, actually. We all kind of know this, but maybe I'm giving you some clarification, some confirmation of what we think, what we suspect. You know, we want to shine a light on this. There is a baby involved, most likely. I think she uses, you know, I believe she's using a real born doll, because she just doesn't take care of Aurora's needs, unless she's gonna make it look all pretty, which is a reflection of Gypsy. It has nothing to do with I want my daughter to look beautiful. Absolutely not. No, do not. You know, don't look at her too much. Look at me and how I picked out these colors. Wow, we got one flying right out already. So here we go. Let's get some tea on Gypsy, and then I guess I'm gonna have to pick this up again tomorrow, the day after, because the energy's coming in pretty well. I don't want to let it go. But yeah, this is just okay. And we've got one other card that fell out, so let's go for that. This was the first one out. This is Energy Oracle. I mean, I've already seen it's this energy and like a spirit oracle, and I've already seen her past lives. You know, she was in the Holocaust and she died. She was doing well, pretty well. She knows how to, like, you know, organize and scheme for a good purpose, you know, to survive with a group of women. And you know, one day they just took these women out and shot them all, and she was thrown into a mass grave. So yeah, I still see her hand. It's awful. Her hand is like reaching like this out of the pit that they threw her and the other women in. It's really sad, but you know, she's carried this karma with her into this life. Let's see what the tea leaves have to say. Bat, ooh, take care, enemies are working against you. Yeah, Gypsy, you know, I'm not going to say we're her enemy. She can perceive us as that. You know, we're truth-telling here. You know, we're looking for the light. She is like a bat. I said she's an energy vampire. Vampires can turn into bats, unless you're a Cullen vampire. But, you know, guilty pleasure vampires. So, you know, yes, I've done the whole Twilight thing. My brain cells die every time, but still, okay? So, yeah, this could be advice directly to Gypsy. Hey, Gypsy, if you're watching, you might want to take care. Enemies are working against you. And we don't mean people want to unalive you. We mean people want to shed the truth. So, right now, she's an enemy of the truth. So, let's see. Next, Arrow. You are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. Let's see what's next. This could be for us. You know, it doesn't always have to be specifically, because these are all of us around Gypsy who's coming through. I'm feeling that we are the ones coming through, the ones of us who care. So let's see. Bridge, successfully overcoming a problem. Let's put this under the juggling. You know, because I really do hope that Gypsy gets it together. I have said this in other readings that, you know, I've had, that she may have an epiphany moment and disavow her old ways, her lies, her deception, her narcissism. I mean, there is help out there. She could go for therapy. You know, usually CPS wants, Child Protective wants to see you in therapy if they think there's a problem. I mean, granted, she did have a not very nice life with Dee Dee. It was like, yes, sometimes it felt really nice when she had all the money and fame and the trips to Disney World and Comic-Con and people's sympathy. But, you know, behind closed doors, you know, what was going on with her and her mom wasn't exactly, you know, I wouldn't want my child to grow up that way. So, or anybody. So, I mean, I'm not saying Gypsy is completely, you know, wrong and terrible. It's what she's doing today. She's free and she has so much freedom to do so many good things, and she doesn't. So, yeah, it's like, here's the last one. Flag. We've gotten this before with her. Do not be tempted to lower your standards. Or not her. It was for Ken, actually, if I recall correctly. And so, I really think this is a message for us now. All of us here who are watching this right now, you know, these particular tea leaf cards, we've really done a really deep, dark look at Gypsy. And at this point, it's like, yeah, I think this is the energy around her and anyone who wants to come through. I'm really feeling this community of us here who are trying to shed light, who do care about Baby Aurora. I don't know, I care very much about Nick. And justice for Nicholas, you know, her family, you know, her father's family, like, son, it doesn't matter what her family has done, her father's family, still, it would be nice if there was resolution. She doesn't have to, like, move in and, you know, be the perfect daughter, but it would be nice if there was resolution. So I'm getting the feeling that this is us, that this message is for us, really, truly. Not necessarily the bat, take care, enemies are working against you. It's like, yeah, that's kind of like a direct message to Gypsy if you're watching. Your enemies are hermits. We have knowledge and wisdom, and we just want to shine a light and be helpful, you know, but she should know this and stop being reactionary and fighting against us. You are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. I mean, yeah, I don't live Gypsy Rose Blanchard 24/7, so yeah, I believe this is telling us we are on the right path. I'm also hearing Ken, whatever he's going, whatever he's doing, he's on the right path. You know, a journey starts at one step, so, you know, he's not there yet, but I'm feeling Ken here, but also us. Then we have the bridge, successfully overcoming a problem. Again, you know, Gypsy's not a huge problem for us, but like, I do believe that doing these readings are some kind of helping to overcome the problem of having a woman in a world who is not taking good care of her child. And, you know, Gypsy has the power to do so much good in life. She really does. She could take on the cause of children who are victims or survivors of Munchausen by proxy. She could do volunteer work, you know, but no, she's going to Walmart, loading up in her carts, bags, shopping bags. It's like, you know, I started using Amazon when my son was 1 year old. Why? Because, one, it was safer than going to the store and being surrounded by the chaos of holiday shopping and things like that, you know. And I also wanted to keep it a surprise, and Toys R Us isn't going to wrap up the gifts, you know, or Target, whereas Amazon sends it in a plain box, right? Secondly, I don't want my son to get snatched. I mean, it's a fact that children are often snatched in department stores, big stores, especially when it's crowded and people are freaking out over the holidays, you know. But no, she's gonna go shopping with Baby Aurora standing out, you know, like, look at me, for everyone to see, while Gypsy's looking at the clothing rack and trying to figure out if she's a size 2 or a size 4 for later for her dance video. You know, it's like, come on, we're doing a good thing, trying to shed the light on what's going on, and do not be tempted to lower your standards. Yeah, again, I'm feeling all of us here and other channels are, you know, don't not only lower our standards. What are our standards? I'm going to say again, the Hermit. You know, we are bringing the truth, the facts, the wisdom to this situation. That's the feeling I'm getting from that. So, with that said, I'm so tempted to just like look at the bottom of this energy spirit oracle. I mean, we've gone on for 51 minutes here. Should I? I don't know. I want to. Oh, okay, let's see. Whoa. Prophets and ancient seers. Decisions, predictive guidance. Okay. Now, this is what I'll do. This is also the shadow card. See it at the bottom. I didn't shuffle. There's a shadow card. So I am going to definitely go into the Akashic records, try to tap into her passed on loved ones, and here, we'll leave this out. Oh yeah, by the way, look, it's 18, and that adds up to 9, which is completion. So we will have some you know, concrete answers, I hope. You know, I'll do my best. But yeah, it's this figure. I want to know who this is from her past. I really get a feeling it's someone in her family. So I think that, you know, predictive guidance, decisions is us. And look at all these angels. Look at all this light around here in this beautiful water, you know, reflecting pond, if you want to call it that. I mean, it is technically a cauldron, but we're not, it's all filled with light, you know, God's light, infinite sources light, and the angels and stuff. So yeah, and I don't know, this tree is really giving me heavy vibes here with the Hermit. You know, they look similar to these two. And we are the truth seekers. We are looking for, or I am looking for guidance so that we can help. You know, every time we make decisions, every time we send that energy, it's going to the collective. And when we raise the vibrations of the collective, when we bring truth to the collective, all the collective prospers, and the energy and its vibration rises. And that is the goal. I don't know about you, but my goal is, you know, to raise the vibrations and the truth of this situation so that there can be some sort of decisions made, guidance, healthy guidance and decisions for Baby Aurora, for Ken, for Nicholas, even in, you know, the beyond with Nicholas's mother and Dee Dee. There can still be resolution and harmony and peace, even from the other side with this 3D world that we live in right now. So yeah, this is a very strong message for me and for all of you. Don't give up the fight. Gypsy's still up to Gypsy's old tricks. You know, she may be in a little deeper than she knows. I doubt it. I believe she's just pretending that she doesn't. I mean, have you seen all the crosses around her house? Like, I'm so Christian. Really? 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 High Priestess? Really? And she's so remote, you know? Like, here is the earth. Here are the trees. She thinks she's better than everybody else. Look at this with a crown. You know, she really does. Oh, I don't know what else to say other than I've told you everything I can for right now. We're going to keep an eye on Bree, her energy. We're going to keep an eye on Baby Aurora, of course, and Ken and Nicholas. I'm really getting the feeling, though, that this is either Ken or Nicholas. You know, Nicholas is coming through real strong. You know, there are people that want to help him, and he's just so withdrawn, apathetic, kind of feels like he's lost. Why even bother trying? He can't see that he still has things. He still has, maybe not a chance to go before the judge again. He just lost his last appeal, but you know, I'm sure in our justice system he could try again, especially if more information about Gypsy came out. No, she can't go back to jail for the same crime, but she could certainly go to jail for, you know, manipulating someone into killing, allegedly unaliving her mother. You know, she might not go on trial for the unaliving, but Nicholas could sue her. Nicholas's family could sue her, for sure. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I guess, yeah, let me see. Let me listen for one moment, see if there's any more messages. I'm actually just hearing pop music in my head. That's Gypsy's mind. She just wants to, you know, juggle all these different facades of her and, you know, kind of like feel good all the time. Success. She thinks feeling good is success. It's like, welcome to the world. You don't get to feel good all the time. This is Gypsy 24/7. She thinks she can be this way, feeling successful and comfortable and pampered. And it's going to be so sweet. Look at all that whipped cream and cupcakes. It's going to be so sweet. But you know what we're doing? We're going to come with a spoon and be like stirring her out. Like to get her out. You know, the tea leaves here are like saying, make a cup of tea. Get the truth out. You know, stir the tea and get it out. You know, because this is just... that's like it is. Can't last long though, honestly. Gypsy can go on forever like this with the Two of Pentacles, this juggling act, you know, unless she attaches her head back to her body. This just is not going to work. So, with that said, I would like to thank everybody who is watching this and who has everyone's best interest at heart. That's the feeling I'm getting. I've always gotten about this nice little community we have. So, you know, we're on the right path. Now I'm feeling all this nice warmth in my heart chakra. That's so nice. I'm feeling everyone's energy. Yeah. You know, we're not mean people, you know, we're just trying to uncover the truth. Help a baby. Help innocent people, you know? So with that, yay, congratulations, go us, you know? And yeah, so tomorrow or the day after, I'll do another reading before my energy starts to fade. And yeah, we'll continue this. This is an ongoing saga. The saga of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and I don't know. I don't have a good title right now. We'll just leave it at that. So, okay. With that said, I wish you all the best. Much love, many blessings, and don't be tempted to lower your standards. We're going to keep going with this. All right. See you in the next one. Bye.